What's that? Hang on.
Knock, knock. Whoa, so many stars. Was that Ian McKellen?
Ryan, the cast and I were all just reminiscing about the movie that we're all in together.
I hear you. You know, I love that movie. I hope it's okay if I join. I figured we were all in X-Men together.
X-Men Origins.
Yeah. Always good seeing you, Ryan.
I actually invited a few others.
Hey, guys.
Hey, everyone.
So many timelines. It's like a recap of Knots Landing.
2 professors, 1 cup.
What's happening?
It's just like the X-Men movies. You know, it doesn't matter.
Oh, sorry. I actually thought this was the Game of Thrones reunion.
You know, Tyrion Lannister was in an X-Men film.
Okay, bye.
I actually have a James Bond reunion soon now. Oh, God. Me too.
Split reunion.
Star Trek.
I love you, Patrick Stewart.
Bye, everyone.
Not to be a hater, but have you seen the mess Disney's stirring up with Marvel lately? You know what, girls? Ryan Reynolds has reached his breaking point, and it's not looking good for the MCU. In a move that's got everyone talking, Disney's doubling down on its bold plan to gender swap and race swap key X-Men characters. And let me tell you, it's sparking some serious drama. Reynolds is over their so-called agenda-driven changes and isn't holding back. He's dropping a major ultimatum. Either Disney hits the brakes or he's done with Deadpool. I don't think I could ever picture Deadpool without Ryan, but here we are. The tension's so thick you could cut it with a knife, and the fate of the X-Men franchise hanging by a thread. Is Disney really ready to gamble away Reynolds and the entire Deadpool legacy just to push their woke agenda into the X-Men universe? Girls, buckle up, because this showdown is about to get wild. Welcome to today's tea, where we spill every drop on this epic Hollywood power struggle that's threatening to rip the Marvel universe apart. Stick around as we break down what's really going on between Ryan Reynolds and Disney, and what this clash could mean for your favorite superheroes.
Maybe we see a Deadpool 4?
Oh God, no! My wife and children will divorce me, and
The kids will divorce
Jimmy,
you?
I have no prenup with any of them. I've never told this story anywhere, but the movie was originally called Deadpool and Friend. I am actually not joking. And on the eve of the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl is where we first launched the trailer to Deadpool and not Friend, but Wolverine, it leaked because the son of a bitch is on the internet, and the title leaked, and we looked at it and listened, and they hated that title, and we were not feeling so good about that anymore. And it went with the trailer that we were showing. Like, it was like kind of a perfect title for the first piece of materials we had out there. So Sean Levy, he and I had been sitting in the edit room for months at this point, and we called everybody at Disney and Marvel and said, we have to change the title. And they were like, well, no, guys, it launches tomorrow. We've shipped 9,000 7-foot standee.
You know what, girls? Ryan Reynolds going head-to-head with Disney isn't just your average Hollywood drama. It's a full-blown battle that's turning heads and spilling tea all over Tinseltown. And let's be honest, this isn't just about one actor having a spat with a studio. It's about an industry-wide rift that's got everyone from A-list stars to behind-the-scenes creatives on edge. Not to be a hater, but have you noticed how studios like Disney have been switching up their game lately? They're all about ticking those diversity boxes, sometimes at the expense of classic storytelling. Instead of bringing new original characters to life, they're tweaking established ones, and not everyone's here for it. Reynolds stepping up for Deadpool? That's just him saying what everyone else is thinking. Keep the characters true to their roots, especially in franchises like X-Men, where fans are ride or die for the OGs. And if you don't know, girls, this isn't the first time a Hollywood heavyweight has squared off with a big studio. Scarlett Johansson took Disney to court over Black Widow, and let's not forget the shade thrown at Chris Pratt's portrayal of Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. The common thread? Stars feeling their roles are being molded more by political correctness than by good old-fashioned storytelling. It's like Hollywood's more interested in scoring virtue points than putting out the epic content we actually crave. Now, here's where things get real spicy. Reynolds isn't just any actor. He's got the box office clout and a fan base that's loyal to a fault. So when he pushes back, people pay attention, and Disney has no choice but to take it seriously. This isn't just a showdown, it's a statement, a call for more artists to challenge studio-driven agendas that sacrifice story quality for image. If you don't know, girls, this trend runs deep. Hollywood's at a crossroads with studios on one side, reshaping their images to fit modern trends, and creators on the other side shouting that storytelling, not corporate checkboxing, should reign supreme. Reynolds' defiance? It's a giant spotlight on this clash, and you can bet it's not the last time we'll see a star pushing back. Now, let's talk about Disney's bold or reckless move with the X-Men franchise. Swapping gender and race of iconic characters might sound like a headline grabber in the name of progress, but there's a fine line between meaningful representation and pandering for claps. And trust me, Disney's walking that line like it's a tightrope above a fire pit. Here's the tea. X-Men has always been about diversity, struggle, and acceptance. That's the whole point of mutants, right? So when Disney changes up these beloved characters just to hit those DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion checkboxes, it feels less like evolution and more like desperation. Fans aren't just fans. They're fierce protectors of these characters' legacies. Change them too much, and Disney risks alienating their core audience, those fans who've been there since day one. And girl, we've seen how this plays out before. Ghostbusters, 2016. The Little Mermaid, 2023. And Snow White, 2024. Each time, the backlash was real, and the ticket sales? Let's just say they didn't exactly break records. The message is loud and clear. When fans feel like they're being sold a cause over a story, they're quick to peace out. And financially, that's where Disney's gamble could really come back to bite. So here's the $1,000,000 question. Is Disney's strategy a daring move for diversity or just a ticking time bomb that's bound to backfire?
Disney Plus sheds 12.5 million subscribers in fiscal Q3.
Their content sucks. I mean, they haven't made a good Marvel movie in who knows how long. Like, everyone's upset at, like, the Little Mermaid thing. Now Snow White's, like, it's not even a Snow White movie. They have this chick that's independent, and there's no prince, and the dwarves are, like, normal size, and they're just random people. It's a different type of movie. Just call it another thing.
I'm all for making new movies and new stories and new diversity, inclusion, just different heroines and heroes.
Just make a new movie. Living off of our childhood. Every movie is our childhood. Our kids are going to watch reruns or remakes of our childhood. Like, do something else. They're trying too hard with the inclusion thing.
It is backfiring. You need to do it, but you need to do it in a way that's not just pandering. It's like, at a certain point, it's no longer you're doing it because you genuinely believe in it. You're doing it because you think I'm going to get canceled. Or there's an ulterior motive that's actually self.
And have you seen what Disney is trying with the new X-Men lineup? They're betting big that audiences will see their gender and race swaps as progressive moves. But let's be real. Fans care way more about the characters staying true to their original vibe than about Disney ticking off some diversity checklist. If they push too hard, they might just alienate their most die-hard fans, especially the comic book lovers. And that could be a disaster at the box office, girls. You know what? The real worry is that if this goes sideways, it could create a ripple effect for future Marvel projects. The MCU is already getting side-eye from fans who say the latest movies are all about pushing social agendas and forgetting about quality storytelling. If they mess up X-Men, which is one of the most hyped franchises in Marvel history, it's going to scream that Disney is more about the optics than the content. And if that's the message, expect more Marvel fatigue and even weaker box office numbers. Let's not get it twisted. Hollywood absolutely needs diversity. But here's the thing. True representation means creating fresh, new characters that today's audiences can connect with, not rewriting the legacy of established ones. The X-Men have always been about diversity and inclusivity in their own right, with iconic characters like Storm, Bishop, and even Magneto reflecting real-world struggles. Changing existing characters' gender or race out of nowhere just feels like Disney's lazy way of seeming woke without the sweat and tears of creating compelling new stories. And don't forget, Disney is in the business of making money, not activism. So while they'll shout from the rooftops that this is all about embracing diversity, let's be honest. It's about brand image and that sweet, sweet cash. But here's the scandal. If this plan blows up in their face, Disney will abandon this DEI push faster than you can say, box office flop. They've done it before with projects that bombed. It's safe to say Disney's big move with the X-Men isn't exactly about deep, meaningful representation. It's more like playing a risky game with fan loyalty, hoping people are more into their progressive image than the actual authenticity of the characters. But with all the backlash we've seen from other gender and race swaps, Disney could be setting themselves up for the kind of failure that lingers. And if this gamble backfires, it could leave the MCU's reputation in the dust for years.
Zeal to basically grow our content significantly to serve our, mostly our streaming offerings, we ended up taxing our people way beyond, in terms of their time and their focus, way beyond where they had been. Marvel's a great example of that. And frankly, it diluted focus and attention.
The performance of some of our recent films has definitely been disappointing, and we don't take that lightly. And as you'd expect, we're very focused on improving the quality and the performance of the films that we've got coming up. It's something that I'm working closely with the studio on. I'm personally committed to spending more time and attention on that as well.
What are you going to do?
Reducing output overall to enable us to concentrate on fewer projects and improve quality.
I've always felt that quantity can be actually a negative when it comes to quality, and I think that's exactly what happened. We lost some focus.
Definite mistake. You know, quality needs attention to deliver quality. Doesn't happen by accident. And the quantity, in our case, diluted quality, and Marvel suffered greatly from that.
You know, volume sometimes can be detrimental to quality, and in our zeal to greatly increase volume, partially tied to wanting to chase more global subs for our streaming platform, some of our studios lost a little focus. So the first step that we've taken is that we've reduced volume. We've reduced output particularly.
So girls, don't be a stranger. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for our next video. You won't want to miss it. Trust me, it's going to be a wild ride.